Holy moly! Hi guys, this is RangerRob and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living channel. And I've got to tell you that this lettuce from this system tasted excellent. So Sherry and I finally harvested some of our lettuce. And I was expecting maybe something to be a little bit bitter or something. So we have a variety of, this is Butter Crunch. I've got all kinds of different kinds of lettuces. Some I haven't even tried before. And we threw it all into a salad. And the one thing I really like about lettuce is I really like iceberg lettuce because of the crunch. But we didn't add any of that. We had some iceberg lettuce of our own, just the outside leaves. So we added some of that. So I was kind of thinking that the salad I was making was not going to be that good. But I was totally wrong, because first of all, there was no bitterness whatsoever in any of the lettuce that we had. And two, it had flavor. It had, I don't know how to describe it, but the lettuce had a good, organic, normal, leafy green flavor. And I got to tell you, it was one of the best salads I've ever had. And it didn't have that super crunch like iceberg lettuce does. It was still crunchy, but the texture is different because iceberg, I always liked iceberg because it was crunchy, but it really doesn't have flavor until you put a bunch of condiments on it. But anyway, I got to tell you, hydroponics is selling me even more, just for the fact of how nice and lush these plants get, and also the wonderful flavor, and not dealing with so many critters and issues that could happen when you have your garden in the ground. So this is the variety of different lettuces I have, and I have more in the greenhouse. Butter Crunch. This is spinach. We had spinach in our salad too. Was not bitter at all. It was wonderful. And so far, I got to tell you, I'm really impressed. Now all these are brand new plants. Typically when I get a new plant, it fights a little bit, but as you can see deeper, the new stuff's coming in. I'll take all of this off. Same thing here, brand new stuff coming. It seems like the plants have to go through a change to grow. I think it's because you expose a lot of the roots to oxygen before it hits the film or the water. And so the roots have got to adapt, and the upper roots will take your oxygen, lower roots would be in the nutrients. So I think it takes a little time. I'm not sure, I don't have any facts this, but it seems like the plants need a little time to adapt their roots. And so that's what happens with the spinach. And you see all the brand new stuff coming in. So all you have to do is sit back, kind of cringe your teeth, and wait for them to bounce back. Another thing I want to talk about today with hydroponics is the NFT systems. So I built mine with the 2-inch holes that handle the 2-inch net cups. And it's okay, but I've also been watching a lot of Hoochos, and he's been making his, he calls them pucks, which actually install in the hole, which actually helps stabilize the plant a little more so you don't have this wobbliness. And so I've been experimenting. I'm starting off with growing the seeds, growing the seed starters and installing them into something similar to what Hoochos is doing, which is a puck. So I'm going to go show that to you right now. So I know the lighting's not that good in here. This is our growing room. and I want to show you what I want to do. So these are our starter iceberg lettuce, and what I want to do is put them into a propagator for hydroponics to go directly from here to my NFT systems or any other of my systems. And the way I'm going to do that is I took our very large tank out of here, and I'm now going to move to a smaller tank, and I'm going to use these little pucks, which explains the beginning of the video. Is these have got a split in them, and my dilemma is I've seen a technique of using these, and the pucks look like they go in the holes, but these are kind of thin. And here, let me turn on a brighter light. These are kind of thin, like so. And so I thought I'd just put my plant right in there and just lay it on top. The water will be up to the top with a little bit of spacing of air, and let them get large enough to get their roots long enough to reach the NFT film. So inside here, let's see if I can do this without spilling it. The inside here is going to have aeration. These are stones, air stones, and the water or the nutrients will be filled to about 1 inch before it hits the top. And my new starter plants will be propagated here, and I'll probably lower this light and go from there. Another thing I've been trying to do for this NFT systems is, you see I have a lot of open holes, and I'm actually feel like I'm being a victim of evaporation. So once again, watching Hoochos, he came up with a puck system. So I created my own. This is just for a test. This is made out of the mats that you use in your garage that kind of go together like a puzzle to be easier on your feet. Anyway, so they're not very thick, and normally there'll be a slit in this thing, but I want to see how well it fits. So all in all, that's not too bad. I can see I don't need to cut the edges quite as deep in here, but that will definitely help seal the holes, and then eventually I'll make those two with a slit in them to put my plants in. So yeah, that seemed to work all right. So I have to laugh. I watch a lot of channels with hydroponics, and I take a little piece of information from all of them, and I always refer Hoochos. The only problem with him is, unfortunately, I'm American, and well, not unfortunately, I'm happy to be American, but we don't use the metric system, and we should, and it's really not that hard. However, when you've been raised from the day you're just a little one with inches, feet, and yards, you can't help yourself. So anyway, everything he talks about is either in liters or in metric measurements. Well, they're all metric, and it's kind of frustrating, and that's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Anyway, but because I don't have a lot of tools here to do liters and meters, it makes it a little hard to convert his stuff. So a lot of times I've got to experiment here on this side to figure out what my measurements will be. But anyway, he's had some good ideas, but I'm having trouble with the smaller pucks. I don't see the smaller pucks fitting in the holes in the smaller propagator very well, so I'm just gonna I made them a little bigger and let them sit on top. I think that'll work. Well, I am back with a new design. So I noticed I've got a lot of gap in here, and I realized I measured it from a 1-inch disc, and I realized I need to measure it from a 2-inch dish. Anyway, disc. Anyway, so this is the one I got. So we're going to see how this fits. Alright, so that definitely fits better, except maybe I put the slit in the wrong part. I put the slit in the lower part of the cut. Maybe it should be up there. I should take a look, but let me try another one. Alright guys, this is my third attempt. These are the new pucks. The difference with these pucks here is the slit is at a higher part instead of the lower part like these. So let's go ahead and try one out here and see if they fit a little better. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a little bit better. Yippers. So let's try it like this with the slit on the other side. Definitely want to put the slit in the inside here like that and then fold this over. Yeah, that looks a lot better than those. So I think that's the way we're gonna go. So interesting. So as you can see, trying different ideas for pucks and stuff like that can be a lot of fun. Thanks to Hoochos for his ideas, and that's where it's important that all of us that are doing this hydroponics can try different ideas. Like for example, I've never seen anybody make a trellis system with the hydroponics on both sides, but I've seen them where they put the trellis on just one side. So anyway, to each his own, but the big part is sharing our information, just like I'm trying to share with you is me going through what it goes through to make these little pucks. But let's see what I can do with this the 1-inch discs and pucks, you want to call them, for my plant starting system or propagator. So we're back in the green room or planting room, and I have added water to my new tank here, and I've got my air stones ready to go. Just got to plug it in. So we get the air going. As you can see, we got little bubbles in here. So that's why they suggest you don't fill this to the very top, because you get micro splashes. The only thing I'm lacking in here is putting my nutrients. And so my next step will be adding nutrients and then experimenting with the new little puck system. See if I can get one of my starters in there and still reach the water. So here we go. So of course, because I'm going from one system to another, I was using I'm using Oasis cubes. They're basically like Rockwell cubes, and to propagate these properly before they go into this system, I would have to do this in a perlite vermiculite mix, and then because then the rocks would be looser and I'd be able to pull the plants out easier. The other thing I might try here is to take one of these cubes and see how well they fit in one of these holes, and let it go from there and see what happens. Alright guys, so I'm experimenting. So I took one of these cubes out and actually fit in there pretty good. Now I did take one of these, put a plant in it, and then I decided it wasn't reaching the water very well. So I trimmed it to make it smaller so it fit in the hole. So I got it into the hole a little bit to see if it's touching the water. And let's compare the two for a couple of days and see what happens. So there you have it. I actually did 2 samples of each, just experimenting, seeing what's going on, till I figure out a good process, or maybe I get do some more starters in perlite and vermiculite, so I can pull the roots out easier. So yeah, learning something new every day. So I'll probably do the vermiculite and perlite experiment, do some starters that way, and then see how easy it is to get it into the starter system I have there. So, and those little pucks will work. If I cut them smaller, they will hold on to the hole. So I'll have to change the size. I don't have the right drill bit to get them that small yet, so we'll figure it out. Anyway guys, have a great day. I'm going to wrap it up right here. It's been an experimental video with all the new ideas we're trying, and I hope you enjoyed it. So please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. We'd appreciate it. And until next time, talk to you later. Bye. Our videos are made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available at Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.